Dude. Can we not?
This is Couriway. For the past 5 years, he's spearheaded an annual tradition of putting the new year into the seed generator and beating Minecraft as fast as possible with a planned route. Last year, I decided to join in with the goal of beating his time in the experiment of washed speedrunner with a lot of time versus experienced speedrunner with a small amount of time. And to my surprise, I came out on top by designing a crazy but undoubtedly better route. Here we are 1 year later. I decided to start running this seed on the 11th of May, and while that sounds like a lot of time, I'm a full-time uni student with a lot on my plate. But at the time of writing, Couriway seems to be in the same boat. He's still trying to beat the game 100,000 times.
There's no way he's gonna beat the game 100,000 times.
Do you think he's gonna like die before then, or he's gonna get bored, or like
Yes,
what's the?
yes.
And he's live streaming his journey to 8,000 completed runs by the end of the year.
Yes, dude.
I don't even know if he's running the seed, so the mission falls to me. Looks like I'm the New Year speedrunner guy now. Last year saw some formidable runners emerge to test their skills, so to be completely honest, if I was scared last year, then this year I was terrified. So did I get the time I wanted? I'm not going to explain my route before starting, because if you haven't seen the seed, this one's a fun one from start to finish. The run starts with me jumping up a bank and through a forest, bumping my head on trees wherever possible in some very practiced movement, and I mean practiced because a lot of my fails were simply me being unhappy with the opening sprint. I have to avoid the herd of sheep that always spawns here and manages to get in the way on like half of my runs. There's a few trees at the end of the forest which only spawn sometimes for whatever reason. Other times you only get one tree or you get poppies that you need to chuck out, but I get trees here and I can hear my head a little longer before collecting one gravel and one dirt. I'm going to use a gravel to hopefully get flint later on, and I use the dirt to hop on top of this village house, and as you can see, we have an insane village on this seed, with 3 entire blacksmiths. Breaking in by mining 2 logs, the first blacksmith chest gives me 5 gold, 5 obsidian, some apples, and an iron pickaxe, which is immensely important for the Bastion split later on. Running to the front of the building, I craft up my tools, opting for a gold axe and a stone shovel, as well as a gold hoe. When routing the seed, it was kinda difficult to decide what to make out of what material, but this seems like the most correct option to me. I run over to break 4 hay bales, which will be the bulk of my food for the rest of the run. I also mine this tree for blocks to get to the second and final blacksmith of the seed. We don't even need the third one. You'll also notice that I'm breaking the gravel repeatedly as I'm riding along, which saves a considerable amount of time over trying to get flint to the nether portal. I mine through the blacksmith, gaining 6 logs in the process, and do the crafting and looting here a little poorly, which is kind of unfortunate. The chest gives me 4 iron, 2 diamonds, and a little more bread. It's time to start worrying about how I'm entering the nether. First, I need a water bucket, so I run down this tree in 3 block increments to avoid fall damage, then run over to this water pool while mining my gravel in the process. Setting down my table, I craft a bucket, flint and steel, then a diamond sword, although a little shakily. Looking around, there's no surface lava pool, so we're gonna have to do a bit of digging. Riding over while sorting my hotbar and mining down on this block is going to place me directly next to the closest underground lava pool. At this stage in the run, I can tell quite accurately what time I'll enter the nether, seeing as the dig down takes about 13 seconds. And the blocks I get from the dig down will be pretty useful in the nether, but I do have to deal with 3 different block items. Breaking into the lava pool room, I use up my granite from the dig down and construct my portal in such a way to overlap draining the water as much as possible. Without any annoying ghost buckets, I light the portal, prepare my hotbar, and eat some bread right before heading into the nether at a time of 2:01, which is okay, but still about 7 seconds slower than my best split. Anything over 2:05 is definitely grounds for a reset. The nether opens into a soul sand valley with movement over some interesting terrain, but we don't have to deal with it for so long. The main concern was with skeletons shooting me off into lava as I'm leaving the bone zone. This particular jump off the soul sand was a problem in terms of getting unlucky and just being a difficult timing in general. Otherwise, the movement in this nether isn't so bad. There are some movement sets to be done, like this one coming around this hill and avoiding fall damage, but there are also a lot of empty spaces, like this one. I guess I'm not complaining though, because imagine if there was a gigantic wall where I had to mine through like 300 blocks. I do need to focus on conserving blocks though. I used my 3 dirt for the very start of the nether, and I'll switch to cobblestone until that's used as well. Punching the fire at the top of this bank is a pace check, telling me that my pace is, probably about average. The distance between the Overworld portal and the Bastion is unfortunately quite far, taking about 2 minutes to run between them. Now that all my cobblestone is used, I need to switch to my planks and lower my render distance? There's also a small hay bale clutch to hit here, and I can save a bit of time landing higher up by getting a good jump off the platform. Coming up this slope, I'm focusing on not snagging on any blocks and conserving my momentum, then coming into this crazy movement section where I jump over this ravine twice into a really big hay bale clutch. This happened to be the fastest way I found, going over the terrain instead of having to go around it. There's another flat area to run through here, which is usually completely stress-free minus the occasional ghast. I'm only now finishing the 2 bread I got from the village chest, which tells me I've been conserving my saturation really well, but yeah, another flat area to get through, like commentary. Yes! Yeah, I crossed this lava stream, which is quite easy, but instantly kills the run if you miss, and then climb up another hill. I run over to the most important hay bale clutch of the run, although missing any on hay bale clutch isn't a straight up run ender, it just costs you a bit of time eating and healing back up. When I land, I lower my render distance again. Overlapping tidying my inventory with sprint jumps, I actually find a ruined portal for me to loot here, which gives me some gold armor and brings my obsidian count up to 7. I take the opportunity to finish crafting my bales into bread here, and opt to eat an apple, seeing as I'm only 2 hunger bars down and on high health. I'm just seconds out from the Bastion, and I need to explain why I've been lowering my render distance. The Bastion is a housing bastion. Lava flows down it, making it horribly slow to route, unless I keep it unloaded for as long as possible in my journey to get there. This way, I'm able to beat the lava and run the Bastion like you usually would. I enter the Bastion at 3:58, which is insanely good for an above 2-minute Nether enter, because it means I had a flawless Nether travel split. I block off the lava with my last diorite block, and prepare to start top-down housing by building some bridges and breaking some chests. I do get hit once, but that's about as good as I can hope for with the locations of these piglins. The most important thing I get from the top chests is a crossbow for the end fight, saving me from having to craft a bow. This is just your standard top-down route, which aims to get all of the piglins from the top down into a trading hole at the very bottom. There's 3 gold blocks in the wall halfway down, where I take a moment to eat before mining a hole for some piglins to fall through. 2 of the gold blocks here need some convincing, and I'm able to convince them to come into my inventory rather than elevating and being completely lost. I mine the barrier behind me and mine down in the corner in order to take less damage, before blocking in to get the rest of the gold. The idea is to get the piglins trading as soon as possible and to keep them trading the whole time while you're mining. I set my game mode to hard to get more piglins down the Bastion and let them all into the trading hole. I can hear them all getting mad at me and flooding in, which is amazing, because for what feels like over half of my past attempts, I would hear them squealing at zombie piglins scattered throughout the Bastion, destroying my route beyond being viable. I mine up the rest of the gold blocks, collecting them all by the 5-minute mark. I remember to switch to easy mode for the fortress split, which is always good to avoid getting one-tapped when you least expect it. I emerge from the underground and place a gravel in the hole to elevate the items, then I run over to the entrance of the room to block it off. I don't think this is a super common move, but I was having a good amount of runs where a random piglin would be unbelievably late to the hole and start hitting me while I was sorting my inventory. I also take the opportunity to mine the tunnel to exit the Bastion, and then get locked into clearing out my inventory. I'm not looking for too many trades on this seed. I only need 13 pearls, 60 string, 3 obsidian, and 1 fire resistance potion to finish the run, and a good amount of nether brick is also appreciated for solid blocks. The piglins finish trading really fast, and I get everything I need from them, leaving the Bastion before the 5:30 mark. I start throwing pearls towards the fortress, cleaning up my inventory in the process. There's a lot to deal with over a small amount of pearl throws. Everything from the Bastion onwards definitely requires a lot of focus. As you can see, we have a Soul Sand Valley fortress, meaning it shouldn't be too hard to find strays for the mere 4 blaze rods required on this seed. I get shot by a skeleton before pearling up, but I still have enough health to push onwards. Looking around, it's honestly looking pretty grim, so I turn my render distance down to crank the spawn rate up. Running over to the back of the fortress, I'm able to block off any wither skeletons trailing me, and take a look at this massive cluster of spawns here. Unfortunately, quite a lot of the spawns are wither skeletons, too many to actually have a fair fight with. I decide to get close enough to grab their attention, and then pillar up to punch them all off. And I gotta say, that has to be the most correct move here, because I get rid of a good 5 skeletons from the equation, leaving behind what should be more than enough blazes. In fact, there's so many that I have trouble deciding which ones to go for. I naturally path towards the spawner, where 2 more blazes spawn in. The second one starts flying up though, so I decide to abandon it, going 2 for 3 so far. The next 2 blazes I kill both drop rods, and just like that, the fortress split is over. The blind portal coordinates are only 1 pearl away, over to this other bridge, which I literally get stuck in the fence of, which is kinda wild. However, I do have to build out over lava to build the portal. Lining myself up at 434 blocks east, I build up in case of any wither skeletons, then outwards by 8 blocks. I'm a little slower than I'd like bridging out without soul speed boots, but under stress it's not a bad effort. I build my portal at the end of the bridge, light it, and line myself up while eating to zip straight into the stronghold. Like last year, I couldn't consistently pin my blind to the portal room, but it's only a few rooms away, so I sprint through and get to the middle of the portal. I craft my eyes and organize my inventory, and craft my beds and anchors. Looking at the footage here, you can literally see the stress and the trembling of my cursor. I'd like to see how much faster I'd prepare without any nerves at all, but I was doing my best in the moment. I fill in the eyes and enter the end at 7:08, my best pace yet. The end island looms above me, making the first pearl a little awkward. After that though, I pearl up the tower to set up for the 0 cycle with the exact same setup as last year, and that's quite a poetic ending, coming full circle here in the end. But what's even more beautiful is what happens next to finish off the run. So sit back, and please, enjoy the 0 cycle. Take a deep breath. Yes! Oh my god! Yes! 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 I've never had such relief in my life. Like, I'm not only shaking, like, my hands have pins and needles. My entire forearms, it's everywhere. I can't believe it happened today. I've been recording for, like, including this run, 43 minutes, and I had 3 ends. The consistency just went from dog to insane. Oh my god, I want to end the recording. I have it saved on my computer. I don't even know what to do. I like this seeder thing. There you go. There's the f***ing seed. We win. We win those. I don't know what else you're meant to do. F3 menu. I f***ing did it. I don't know how many attempts that is. Is it more? I think my playtime was actually less this year. Oh my god. And I did it. And I got the sub 8 this year. This is insane. This is perfect. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. Oh my god. So, I actually ended up doing it. A time on the New Year seed under 8 minutes. Last year, only 8 seconds stood between me and the legendary barrier, but this year, I pulled it off. It was not easy, and to show it, I've compiled some of my favorite fails in this montage.
Cutting games on your phone?
Hey! Hey! Watch it, big guy! What the f- 0 rods, by the way. Oh, yeah, nice. That was awesome. I just got destroyed by a skeleton. What a f***ing shot. Oh! Oh, I just punched the cat. Oh my god. Chicken jockey! No. What the f- Are you serious? That's where I f***ed up. Hi. Oh, hi. Oh. Yo, did you hit me from that distance? Where did you come from? No way! No way, you found me! No way, you found me! Ah! Oh, no. Oh my god! What the f- Oh my god! No way, man! Oh! What is he doing? I think there's a problem with the trading. Oh! Oh, the seat hates you, bro. Right! Right! Oh! What the f- he hops, man! Oh. Move, fatty! Oh my god! You f- I literally hit the extension. Oh f- No! What? Snake bug, what? Why is there a snake bug? I have a second channel video of just way more of my fails. It's really long. You can see my progression mentally and mechanically, and watch as the project devours me whole, spits me back out, then hands me a lollipop before grinding me into dust. This project took at least 51 hours of playtime, and a total attempt count of 1,806. I said near the start of the video that I started running this year's seed at about the same time as last year, but that didn't translate into how much time I actually had to play the seed. My first year at uni was extremely taxing, and nuking a lot of my free time. I trained 2 styles of martial arts and graded to black belt in one of them. I got a second job from an ex-Twitch streamer, editing 100 videos over 100 consecutive days, boosting his account from 0 to 100,000 followers from those videos alone. So clearly, I had a lot of other things to focus on other than this one Minecraft seed. But playing the seed was still fun. This yearly project is always interesting to me, and something I love spending time on to continually improve and finally achieve that final run. Even on the bad days where it felt like I was falling apart, I'd made crucial progress without even realizing it. And this year, it all paid off. I got the sub 8 this time. I can guarantee you though, my 754 will not be the fastest time of them all. I played a number of sessions afterwards because I knew you could shave 5 seconds off the overworld and 20 seconds off the fortress. Once again, it's up to someone else to do it better than me. I can't tell if this year went fast or slow, and I want to say, oh wow, it's already December, but so much has happened. I know I'm not alone in saying that either. There's so much more I could talk about, and so much I can't show you. But we made it to the end of the year. It's been unreal, guys. See you next time.
Run, run, until it's done, until the sun comes up in the morning. 'Cause baby tonight, the creepers try to steal us up again.